Hey my beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Today, as you can tell from the topic, today I want to talk about investing in yourself. Have you ever heard of this saying that goes, no one is coming to save you? And that is just the truth. We are in a generation where it really is oyo. Oyo means on your own. This life, you cannot wait for anybody to come and save you. Now, for those that are Christians, we do know that we have a savior. Thank God. Because imagine if we did not have the savior, Jesus Christ. Like, we would be done out here. Like, we would actually be done out here in the streets, because of course, like, the world is not easy to live in. Only if you have money, and even those that have money gone self, they too have their own struggles that they don't necessarily share or talk about. Why the topic invest in yourself? You know, growing up in Nigeria, we were fed movies that, you know, when you come from a poor home, that there's gonna be this Prince Charming from somewhere. Even Cinderella, like, let me not even go too deep to Nigeria. Cinderella, there's this dream that is sold to us that, you know, all we just need to do is be and stay in our mother's and our father's house, and then somebody's gonna come and rescue us. I've seen videos online where you hear ladies say things like, oh, after I graduate, I want to go to my husband's house. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because even me self, you know, it'd be nice to just rest in my husband's house for a couple years before I start working. But I understand that. But I feel like, especially in Africa, we've been fed this mindset that people are going to come and save you, that this one destiny helper from out of nowhere will just come, see you on the road and give you 10 million. Yes, we're seeing it online, but what are the chances that it's going to happen to you? Not to say that if you're having faith for things like this that you're not able to get it, but I'm just saying, being realistic with yourself, you cannot wait for that destiny helper to come and change your life. You cannot wait for that friend, that connection, or that thing which you are seeking to come and change your life. You have to invest in you first. You have to add value to yourself. Now, I talk about value a lot because, you know what? You are valuable just the way you are, and that's just the truth. Just the way we are, as in essence, you are valuable. Now, here are 3 reasons why I am stressing on investing in yourself. Number 1, you are the only constant in your life. People are always gonna come and go. Relationships, jobs, money, everything else is always constantly changing around us. You are the constant being within yourself. People can leave you, yeah, but you cannot leave yourself. You cannot leave your soul, you cannot leave your spirit, you cannot leave your body until the day that you leave this earth. You are constant in your world, whereas everything else around you changes. So you have to invest in those things that matter to you, things like your goals, your peace, your mental health. You have to pour into yourself, you know, those things that makes you feel elevated, those things that makes you feel whole, that makes you feel beautiful, that makes you feel like you're progressing towards your future. If you're someone with a talent and you're like, oh, you know, I just need to know how to sing, and then I'm just gonna meet this one person that's just gonna change my life. It doesn't work that way. What you're gonna have to start doing, that if you're a singer, if you're someone who is interested in podcasting, in businesses and things like that, you are going to have to invest. It's just part of it. You're going to have to invest. You're going to have to invest in the quality of things. You're going to have to invest in the resources that's needed. You are the only one who remains in your world if everything else leaves and crashes. So why don't you invest in your own space, in your own mental health, so that when people leave you, you can be at peace. So that when you don't get that job, you can be at peace, because you already have invested in your goals, that you're not just thinking about short-term wise, but long-term. Because one thing in this life, what you sow is what you will reap. As long as you keep on trying your best to push out what you're doing and do what you need to do, one day, I genuinely believe that it will happen for you. Invest in yourself, because your peace, your emotional regulation, self-awareness, it all comes from you. And can I just be honest, these things I've actually mentioned, yeah, particularly spirituality, because I'm heavy on God and God has been like very effective in my life. So heavy on preaching the word. Having your spirituality, you might not be perfect, but having that as a foundation, and then focusing on your emotional regulation, your self-awareness and peace, that is a great way to start building the life that you want. When you have a nervous system that's unregulated, or that is just full of trauma, it's going to be very hard for you Second reason why you should invest in yourself is because legacy starts with you. I'm one of those people that tends to scream legacy because I'm big on legacy and I believe in legacy. If I'm being honest, when it comes to legacy, I think legacy it starts with you, because the truth is that if you're investing in yourself, it's not just about you. You're changing the life of everyone coming after you. Let me even give a good example. Femi Otedola, Davido's family. Like, when you actually look into Davido's lineage, yeah, there is a history of his uncles being politicians. As of now, Davido actually has an uncle that's a governor. And I would be surprised if Davido ends up being a president in Nigeria. Because why? It's in his lineage. It's in his bloodline. One person started it. One person started that ripple effect that has caused most of his uncles now to be in politics. So that's what I mean by legacy. You change the trajectory of those coming after you. Number 3 reason why you should invest yourself is because it actually helps you grow. And when you grow, everything around you changes. When you grow, you come into a place of alignment. Now, I'm not saying it's all the time that this happens, but when you grow, you sort of fall into this alignment, this form of divine timing that makes things happen for you easily. You attract the right people, the right opportunities. You're at the right places at the right time. You stop chasing validation, and even the way you carry yourself changes because you know that you're now pouring into you. You know that you're no longer waiting for a man to fill you up. You know you're no longer waiting for a woman to fill you up. You know you're no longer waiting for that utmost desire that you think, oh, it's gonna save me or help me out of this life that I'm living that you're not satisfied with. It helps you grow from within. You build this form of self-confidence, self-love, self-compassion in the process. And everything literally has to respond to this new growth of yours. So I'll just share my own story of when it comes to investing in myself. I think I always share this. I started my self-development journey in 2020. So I'd like to say that that's when I started investing in myself. But I thought in my head that, investing in myself was looking nice, was just buying what I wanted, thinking that, what I put on my body or taking myself to the spa or getting a massage, this, was me investing in myself. Now, yes, that's also a part of investing in myself. But then I noticed that I was doing all of that, but I actually wasn't really changing within. For a long time, I did not know, and I think I just dropped it. After a while, and I think that's why I always talk about the power of knowing why. Know your why. It's so important to know your why, because if you do not know your why, you would do things without essence. Because basically you're just doing things for the sake of it, not because you have a true understanding of it, right? So it might look like you're benefiting from that thing because you are trying to apply that thing which you know. But if you actually don't have the understanding and the why to which you're doing that thing, there's always going to be a lack of essence. So I think for me, I've had to come into that place of actually trying to understand, why do I want to grow? Why do I have to invest in myself? And I just have to be very honest to whoever is watching this. Let me tell you something, real talk. We live in a world where these days, everyone really does think about themselves, If maybe back in the days, there were princes who used to go and rescue people to become their wives or husbands and change their lives. Please, if you still have that mindset in any way, shape or form, let that mindset go today, because that does not exist. That man that you're looking for, he's looking for a woman who knows how to invest in herself. That woman that you're looking for, she's looking for a man who knows how to invest in himself. And not just, like I said, not just investing in yourself for the sake of it, but the right resources. And I actually think I need to come back and talk about the right resources of investing in yourself. The right resources, that job that you're looking for. If you do not have the right skills, if you've not invested in yourself to go to school, to study, to show yourself approved, nobody can help you, and that's just the truth. These days, if you do not do what you need to do to grow, I'm sorry, and this is something I always pray for myself, is that you can literally get left behind. It's real. So if you're that person and that you know that you're lacking in certain areas, I'm not saying you should rush and immediately change things right now, but I'm saying if you know that you lack in certain areas, then it just might be time for you. It just might be time for you to start investing yourself in the right ways. And what are the resources that I say you should start investing in? Your spirituality, self-awareness, emotional intelligence / regulation, and your peace. Once you have that set in stone, then the next step should come from there. Maybe in the next video I can explain why this resource is particularly, but I've seen this work for me in my life and also for people around me as well. And yes, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in my next video. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Also follow me on my social media pages, TikTok and Instagram, he and she rises_. Thank you very much, and I will see you in my next video.